Pittsburgh. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Bengals set and ready to go on offense, leading the charge out of LSU, Joe Burrow, the #1 overall pick back in April.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. First down, here's Burrow. And Blake, the tight end's got it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
It's a jet sweep. They get it to Green. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter. Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
On third down, Burrow. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming fourth down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Albrecht Rosas on for the field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
Rosas' kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0.
Bengals 3.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. That one caught by the rookie Chase Claypool. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Jones. Ebron caught left side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now this Pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
The ball carrier.
It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third.
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Steelers take over first.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They run with Barkley on 1st down, and he gets about 5 out of it. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Jones. And he rifles one incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, and it's 3rd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Off play action, Jones. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce-back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at at their own 20.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Complete. He finds Bray. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Burrow's call it a gain of 5, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy 1st. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you go the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Underneath, he's got Bray. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Cameron Bray.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Bengals 10, Steelers 7.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over this one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real. That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you. and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On the Jets sweep, this is Johnson. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big, or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Operating from the gun, Jones. That is caught at the 7. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Now Jones. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Claypool, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
A gain of 7 yards.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Burrow's throw going to be caught by Boyd. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Complete to Tyler Boyd. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Taken down. Right.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Cincinnati.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Burrow will throw. That's complete right around the 8. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Complete to T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. To return, it's Cam Sutton. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Sutton on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones, completion here to Claypool. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Chase Claypool with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. And he puts it through. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bud Dupree gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. On the right side, caught by Green. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Burrow on 3rd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
So these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
Finds his tight end Ingram. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
At the 26-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, Jones. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Is a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Boswell's kick is good.
His kick.
And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17.